Eddie, I mean, you must take an awful lot of pride and satisfaction with that, but is there also a little bit of you that thinks, you know what, we could have won it?
Yeah, I agree. I think especially first half, I thought we had our moments. Joe's obviously hit the woodwork twice, and that's a big moment in the game. I think Callum Wilson's penalty shout, I think, is a very strong one. We've had other moments and chances today where in the last couple of weeks we've been better with the ball around the box. We weren't quite there today, but even so, very proud of the players, very proud of what they've given the game, and really pleased with the result and the defensive performance.
And I mean, what does it say about us, Tim? What are we now in the middle of October, and the only defeat on the CV is that controversial last-minute one at Anfield? I mean, it's quite a run you've put together, certainly in terms of resilience and being hard to beat. Yeah,
I think the hallmark of a good team is being hard to beat. Defensive solidity, trying to be difficult to score against. I have to compliment the players on delivering those things for us consistently. The challenge is to find that consistency and continue it while not losing our attacking edge. And I just felt we were a little bit off today with the ball, which hasn't been like us the last few weeks. So we scored 9 goals in 2 games, and then today, yeah, we just lost that little bit of zip that we've had in those weeks. But I think you have to respect the opposition, you respect where you're coming, and overall it's been a very positive day for us.
Chris?
Eddie, you mentioned the defence. Obviously, last year conceded 80 goals in a calendar year as a club. This year, it's improved dramatically during the second half of last season and building it this season. How has that transformation come about?
I think first you have to look at the players, and you have to look at the individuals within the structure of the team. I think we've, touch wood, hopefully we've recruited very well, and those players have made a big difference to our output. I do think the team collectively works very hard for each other as well. I don't think we carry anybody. You look today, there was effort from striker through to wingers to midfield players, all in the, when you don't have the ball, with the idea of protecting our goal and making sure we're hard to play through. So very pleased with the team effort, and also I think the understanding of what we're delivering is there from the players. I think they know what's expected of them defensively, and I think that's key as well.
You mentioned lacking something in the final third. No Alexander Isak or Anton Maxwell today. Could you just give an update on how they're doing?
Yeah, huge blows for us. So they're both very different cases. Maxi's got a very slight irritation of his hamstring. The problem we have is on his own. That would be a very small and probably a few days out, but because it's the 3rd time he's done it now, we're going to have to be very careful with his return to play. So that's a blow. And then Alex has just re-injured his thigh. It's a very similar injury to the first one that he picked up with Sweden. And yeah, he's going to be out for a period of time. We probably won't see him before we break for the World Cup.
Okay, Aaron?
Eddie, there's a few tired bodies out there. It's been quite a grueling schedule. Do you think the team physically are coping okay, and do you think you could make some changes in the next 2 or 3 games?
Well, I think, yeah, that sort of relates to the previous question. We'd love to probably make more changes than we're able to at the moment due to being stretched as a squad. And the problem is when your injured players don't come back in the timescales that they should, you're going to get fresh injuries. It's part of the game. So then the situation looks pretty difficult. So we, touch wood, we can keep the majority of our players fit through this busy period and then get some strength back very soon.
And just a word on Botman, how impressed have you been and how quick he's adapted to the Premier League? He was fantastic.
Yeah, very good. Very level-headed lad, very focused on his work, and also very ambitious and keen to improve. And so he's listening and learning and developing really, really well in the side. And he's a calming influence as well. He uses the ball very well. So it's been another good day for him.
Okay, Miles? No, cool.
Just one positive in terms of injuries. You've already touched on Shelvey on the bench today. What kind of influence do you think he could have between now and that World Cup?
Yeah, big one. I think John Joe's a huge personality. He's a huge player. I'd love to have been able to bring him on today. Probably difficult to do that. He's at the very early stages of being fit and available. I didn't want to risk him at all, so it was a very cautious approach with him at the moment. So we might not see him have the effect in the team short term, but certainly with more training and more building of his fitness levels, he's got a big part to play in the coming weeks.
Was Fabian all right? He came off. He had a treatment a couple of times.
A few knocks. I think he had one to the head, one to the foot, a few different things, but touch wood, he's okay. I think he was suffering from cramp at the end.
Yeah, the
Sorry, just on Trippier, there was a moment in the first half where he seemed to take some time to get up, and obviously he carried on with the game, but is he carrying anything? Has he got a problem at all?
No, Trips is fine, injury-wise. He was suffering with a bit of illness coming into the game. We had an illness in the camp. Joe Willock hadn't trained for 2-3 days, so he lost his place in the team due to that. And Trips was ill overnight, so no, he's fine now. I think hopefully a couple of days recovery will be good.
I mean, I know it's not your problem, but with all the issues with England and fullbacks, he could be a very, very important player.
Well, he's a very important player for us, first and foremost. And you can see the effect he's having on the team. I thought he was excellent today, again. So, yeah, at the moment his focus is on us before the World Cup.
Okay. Far side.
Eddie, your press was very effective against United's goal kicks. Did you sense they were a bit vulnerable there, playing out from the back, and there was perhaps an opportunity for you? A couple of moments that almost went for you, just not quite.
Yeah, I think there was one big one at the beginning of the second half where if the ball bounced differently, we could have had an opportunity. Yeah, we look at every opponent and try and build a game plan that we feel is our strengths against their potential vulnerabilities. That's no different to any other team. So we're always looking for those small margins that can try and sway a game in our direction. Our high press has been very effective for us this season. I thought it was effective, especially in the first half today. Maybe we lost our ability to get closer to them in the second period. That's why I made a few changes just to try and get that back in our game.
Okay, just in the aisle.
You mentioned the penalty shout earlier. Have you had a chance to watch that back at
I
all?
very quickly before coming here, I thought it was a strong shout for a penalty. Callum looked like he was, as he was running, he's caught the lad's calf. I've seen them given on another day.
I don't know if you know any different, but they seem to move on from that quite quickly, that it was sort of checked.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, I mean, that's obviously up to the VAR.
Towards back.
Just on the goal that was chalked off, have you talked to Nick Pope about what happened there? What's his take on it?
Well, I could see it at the time, and for me it was clear Fabi wasn't taking the kick. He was allowing Nick to do it. I don't think the referee, it's difficult, I don't know if the referee had blown his whistle. I didn't think he had to restart play. For me it was clear that Nick was waiting to actually deliver the free kick, and then obviously Ronaldo's taken the ball off him. That would have been a very, very difficult goal to swallow if that had stood. For me it was clear the ball wasn't in play.
Just on the penalties that weren't given, Ericsson unhappy at the end, talking to Craig Pawson as he went off. Do you think your shout for Callum Wilson early on was stronger than their two shouts?
Yeah, difficult. I haven't seen their shouts. I've only seen Callum's. I thought Dan Burn had his shirt ripped off nearly off his body from one ball. I don't know whether he was in the box or not. I think it was one of those games where there was a couple of shouts for both teams that were quite strong. I think if he doesn't give one, he can't give the others. So probably fair in the end.
Okay, Jordan.
Joe Willock was left out at the start of the 11, was that enforced?
Yeah, as I said earlier, Joe was one of the players that picked up an illness in the week, so he didn't train the last 2 days. He travelled here separately yesterday and thankfully was able to take his place on the bench.
How do you feel the midfield coped in his absence?
I thought the midfield did very well. I mean, they went through a lot of work in there. I think it was a very big part of the game when you've got their quality against our quality. And I thought it was a really good match-up between both midfielders. I think they had their moments, we had our moments. Really pleased to see Joelinton come back into the team after 3 weeks out and perform the manner that he did and play 90 minutes. And Joe's been a huge player for us, and yeah, I thought he did really well when he came on, despite not feeling well.
Any more? Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.